This is the Ibanez RG421EX, and this is one of the cheapest models on the Ibanez catalog. This one comes from Indonesia, unlike the Geo series, which is a bit cheaper and comes from China. I bought this guitar with my own money and I've owned it for about a year now, and today I want to tell you what my experience has been. This particular model has been in circulation for a while. I've seen some YouTube reviews dating back 7 or 8 years, although there's some marked differences between this 2024 model and the ones on those reviews. Especially the woods used in the construction of the instrument, which in the case of this model are significantly cheaper than the older one. If you're not familiar with the RG series, it's one of the most familiar and well-known guitar shapes from Ibanez. It's a series that began in 1987 and throughout the years has become extremely popular in rock and metal music. These guitars are made to be played fast and accurately, and you can really tell when you hold them. And although this guitar is the most affordable RG on the lineup today, it does have all the details that make an RG an RG. It has a very thin neck, known as the wizard neck, which personally I absolutely love. It has very minimalistic but stylish aesthetics. Notice the binding around the neck and the body. And a thin body that's really comfortable to hold thanks to the carvings on the wood, and in this case, the very reduced weight of this guitar. This instrument is available at the time of recording this video for €358 on Thomann in the black satin version, which is the one I have here, and $429.99 on Sweetwater in the blue glossy finish. Now the question that really matters is if this guitar is worth the money or not. The answer is not totally straightforward to me. I think this guitar definitely has its place in the market and it can be an excellent purchase for some players, but definitely not all. We have to keep in mind that this is an entry-level instrument, probably meant for beginners or as a second instrument. This guitar is not trying to compete with the higher-end RG models on the Ibanez lineup. Now with that said, let me tell you about my experience with the 421. As far as build quality goes, unfortunately I think this is the place where this guitar fails the most. The guitar looks and feels very cheap all the way around. I've owned a few guitars in this price point in the last few years, namely a Squire and a Sire, and they were both much better made. The hardware on this Ibanez is of very low quality, in my opinion too low of a quality for the price point. The tuners are not horrible, but they're pretty bad. The nut does its job, but looks unfinished, and the electronics are all pretty poor quality as well. Again, I have my Sire bass right beside me, which cost more or less the same as the RG, but the construction quality is miles ahead. In my opinion, this guitar feels like a much cheaper instrument than it should at this price point. In terms of playability, that's where things get really good with the RG421. The wizard neck has been a staple of Ibanez construction for many decades, and with good reason. These necks are an absolute joy to play on. Playing on this guitar makes me generally feel like a better player. It's very easy to play fast and intricate passages, especially compared to more traditional types of neck carves. I absolutely love this neck and just generally playing on this RG. The body feels extremely comfortable and the weight on the guitar is also a huge plus. Let's talk about sound. Ibanez included 2 passive quantum humbuckers, which I presume are probably white label pickups Ibanez buys from the factory or something. I'm not exactly sure how it works. Either way, these are not great pickups at all. They're also not terrible. In my view, the pickups are just enough to do the job if you're looking to play heavier music. As you heard on the intro, through high gain settings, these pickups sound quite decent. They sound a bit mid-forward to me, which is something I generally like, and they seem to get a good genty, more percussive sound. However, the clean tones aren't great. The pickups miss a lot of detail and depth in the notes, and chords don't ring out as they should. You can get semi-decent results with this guitar, but as far as recording in the studio, I'd say a pickup change is warranted. So in conclusion, who is this guitar for? The RG421EX offers really great playability and comfort for an instrument in its price range. It also offers a semi-decent sound, which can be useful in live settings or for recording demos. For studio recording, not so much in my opinion. I think this is a great first guitar for someone who's just starting out and who wants to play technical music right away. And that's because the wizard neck will help you start diving into more technical music much more easily than a traditional neck carve would. I also think this makes a wonderful second instrument for someone who already has a better built instrument and wants something for live use or just as a backup. In conclusion, the 421 scores points in the playability and comfort department, and I don't think other brands can really compete with the Wizard Neck at this price point. However, this one leaves a lot to be desired in the construction and build quality departments, where, yes, even at this price point, other brands have much stronger offerings. All in all, I think this is a great guitar for a beginner, or even a good affordable second instrument for a seasoned musician, but I think the price point is slightly too high for what it offers, especially when compared to brands like Sire, who are offering really well-built instruments at this price point. If you want more information on this guitar, you can read my full-length article in my website. The link's in the description. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.